Hello and welcome to this collective and timeless reading. This is E-Star Tarot and this is a reading today. I'm just going to see what messages need to be brought in for the collective for their highest and greatest good. So let's get right into it and see. Messages need to be brought in. Okay. Oh my. Energy purification breath. Yeah. So this talks about the Kundalini and purifying your energy centers, right? So, you know, it's not that you need to do something to fix them. It's actually to show that you're becoming extremely aligned. You're really doing well. 22, Anulam Vilum Pranayama. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Actually, I think the pronunciations might be in the books. Maybe I'll just take a look, but just to see. Actually, they're not. But it does tell me what they mean. So Anulam means with the grain. Vilom means against the grain. And pranayama is breath work. So the qualities are to balance and to grow and to glow. And it's funny, we had against the grain and with the grain. So it's like with the flow and against the flow. That's kind of represented in the two snakes, right? So sort of like light and shadow. And it also makes me think of the two snakes. I think it's two snakes, yeah, that go around the staff in the medical symbol, right? Yeah. Healing. You're bringing balance and healing to the world by healing yourself. That's what's going on here. Oh, and by the way, I brought in, instead of a crystal today, I brought a feather that I found, which felt very significant to me. And I just felt like I wanted to bring it with me in the reading here. Maybe that's something that happens for you. Maybe your ancestors and spirit guides bring it in for you. Feathers, messages. So, and I also brought the little bear totem because, you know, who doesn't need some bear medicine, right? There's the train. Feels like a little nod from the other side. Oh, that's it. Okay. Clear quartz, 44. Oh, and 44, that's a very angelic number. So, yeah, protection, guidance, clarity. They're bringing you clarity. Your ancestors and your spirit guides. They're helping you do this. They're helping you activate. That's why everything is going so well. And 2 and 2 make 4. And it's also like two mirror numbers, right? 22 and 44. 2, 2, 4, 4. It's very interesting. And that's just like the snakes here, right? 2. I feel like this really means you're bringing your shadow and your light into balance. You really are. You're becoming whole. You're becoming centered. You're in the middle here, the center. And look at the eye at the end. It's your crown chakra, but it's an eye, right? You're getting clarity. You're getting your sight, your clear sight from your third eye now. Because you're opening up, because you're listening to your ancestors and everyone that's trying to help you. And oh my gosh, amethyst, yes, nourish. Amethyst could be something helpful for that. Maybe you've been working with amethyst to help you unlock your gifts, your spiritual powers. But if you're not, I think your guides are really calling you to use amethyst to do this work, to unlock your abilities, right? 2 crystals, huh? It's very interesting. 32. 3 and 2 make 5. Change. 5 is change. Really interesting. I don't know if you do this, but you could meditate with crystals to help even place them on your body to help you unlock certain chakras, right? But especially with nourish, this could refer to like physical nourishing, like eating right, healthy body. That can also go a long way to helping you to be able to connect with spirit, because a lot of the foods that we're consuming unthinkingly in this day and age are really inhibiting us, and it's just my opinion, but I think that's very intentional. So, be aware of that and eat very intuitively, not just what you're told is healthy, but discern what's healthy food for you, right? Something doesn't make you feel right, don't eat it, even if it's healthy, quote unquote. So I just want to sip my tea. Yeah, use your intuition to tell you what to eat, for sure. Because that can go a long way to helping this process, I think. But also, it talks about spiritual nourishment, right? That is a source of food that we need to feed ourselves as well, that a lot of us are starving for, actually. And we don't even realize we're starving because it's not such an obvious thing like physical starving, right? But we can be starved to the point of, how if you don't eat enough, say, vitamin C, you get a disorder like a scurvy, or you lose all your collagen, so you lose your hair, or your skin doesn't look good. So, all these like cascading things can happen because we don't have certain ingredients in our body, essentially, for the right chemistry. And so you have to really feel into what you truly need to fix your body, right? But beyond that, spiritually, we can get disorders too, right? We can get addictions, we can get depression, we can get disconnection, dissociation. We can dull our intuition, our natural sight, our inner sight, by not having that nourishment. So maybe things like a digital detox, or even just being aware of all the electrical things we're around as we sleep, for example. Being aware of that, maybe shutting some things off, or removing those things from our bedroom would be helpful right now. Yeah, just be aware of that. I think your guides are really telling you to do that right now. I think I want to get some tarot cards here now from Thoth deck and see what can you tell us for what journey has been or is going to be with this. What is most important? Hermit, yeah, of course. Going inward, spiritual nourishment, and finding clarity within, right? It's like he's holding a crystal there, a crystal that has the sun inside. And there's this other card poking out here, so I'm going to take it as well. Prudence, yes. 8 of Discs. Work at your craft, which is your spiritual craft, right? Hone that skill. Hone your abilities. Oh gosh, and there's 2 cards poking out here and I want them, so I guess we're going for it. Oh dear. It's this one, isn't it? Okay. So just these 2. That's it. Happiness, 9 of Cups. Yeah, this is going to give you great happiness to do this. And if not, like, I think it's already happening for you. I think you're already seeing the results. I think you've been doing this and, having prudence about what is important for you. You're protecting your light, right? Because the light is here in this crystal. You found it by going within. You went through the darkness to find it. And then look, all these little flowers have little suns in them. And then the sun symbol is right there because this card is Sun in Virgo, which is down in the tree, right? The Virgo symbol. So, like, this represents you. and all your flowers that are blooming from your inner guidance, your inner wisdom that's coming from all this work that you're doing to become enlightened, to become spiritually connected to something, you know, to the beyond, connecting to what matters to you. That's bringing in happiness for you. Because happiness isn't just, you know, the material world. It's not just, you know, accomplishment. You know, a lot of the people that have so-called accomplishment and have achieved a lot in the world are not very happy. A lot of times it's the opposite. It's the quiet people that go unnoticed that are truly happy, right? Queen of Discs. Oh my gosh. More Virgo. Like, this is all very Virgoan. And the flowers too. The flowers are pouring into these cups, right? So the flowers here, you worked hard to bloom, and then they're pouring into these cups, which is your emotional happiness, your emotional fulfillment. But part of that has been you standing in your power. And look, there's that crystal again, just like here. See? There's that crystal, and then it's turned into a staff. So you became so powerful from doing this work that now you're stepping into your power. And maybe you thought, you know, you were going to be, you know, this was the end of your journey. You were like going into the underworld and kind of surrendered. But now you're just come back so powerful. You transmuted yourself. Look how you changed. Look what you turned into. You became powerful. And I feel it really with these horns. It's a connection to spirit, right? They're coming out of her head. And then she's got this shield as well. She's gained spiritual protection because she's learned how to hone her skills. I think you were very vulnerable before, and you know, you were kind of chased and hunted and hounded by a lot of dark forces in this world all around you, but you kept your light safe. And by doing that, look who you became. You're relaxed and composed even among the darkness because you're the light. And you've become like a force. You've become powerful. This could even just be like a familiar. Like animal. I really see animals also as helping you. Yeah, and there's a dog here, the Cerberus dog. So it's like you've had a lot of guidance and help, but it's also been you doing the work and becoming so, like, I'm hearing intimidating and like powerful. Ooh, kind of like that roll of that engine. It was like, you know, you're a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, wow. Good for you, man. Good job. It's been a hard journey, but look how much good, like your ship is coming in, you know? Like all your work is paying off. I have to have a sip of my tea. Okay, well, I think I'm actually gonna get the, since we got this kind of witchy lady in a way. Sorry if the glare of the sun's on it. You can't really see it very well, but I try to do it by the window so you can see well, but sometimes there's a bit of a glare. I'm going to take a card. So this woman is really making me think of the Seasons of the Witch Yule deck. We're going to pull from that. The green too. I think this is just where we're going now. So what else can you tell us about this? This new power, this new unlocking. Oh, that was it. Gathering. 17, the number of the star card. I think you're kind of coming into your tribe, your soul family, because now that you've metamorphosized, you're ready. You're ready to meet your soul family. But also, not just your soul family, I think you're ready to bring your gifts to others. You're ready to bring them your power. Use your power for good, essentially, to help others. bring the light. Oh, that's not it. Oh. 2 more. Okay. 2 more cards from you. Chills. Man, this also makes me think of her, eh? Upon my flesh within thy bones quivers a crawling frozen in numbness. Shall I ignore or shall I bestow it? A frozen knowing looks back at my soul, at thy soul. 5 again. So, you know, I think before you were very, very cold and alone. Because look how different she is from over here. But I don't think it's a bad thing to be alone. I think actually you're really good at it. I think you're good at being independent because we got the Hermit card here, right? You went through that self-journey, that journey alone, which is not easy. Not everyone can do that. A lot of people can't not be around other people and listen to their inner selves, their inner voice. But you did that. You did that work. And I think for a long time, you may have shut yourself off, been kind of kept away from the world. But this was a different kind of isolation. This was the isolation that allowed you to transmute yourself so you can gather with others. You can bring yourself into the fold of other people. Yeah, I think you can do it now because you did the work. Yeah. And also just don't ignore the signals, right? That now is the time, right? Because I think because you spent so much time doing that, now that it's time to shift, you're a little afraid to do that, or maybe hesitant to do that because you kind of got used to what you were going through here. And the message is coming through to warn you not to completely stay isolated, not to stay stuck in that mode of being, because you can't stay there forever, right? You have to come out at a certain point and be seen and come back into the community. Because you can't let yourself completely freeze over. You can't let your soul freeze over, right? We have to go out, like, you know, going on a vision quest or a journey of isolation, a pilgrimage, say. You know, at some point it has to come to an end, right? Otherwise, like, we can't stay out in the wilderness forever or else we might die. Ooh, so it's a bit heavy, but ceremony. I don't know if I can... It doesn't really come up on camera, to be honest, but I'll just put my finger there in case. Yeah, so you've been out in the wilderness doing ceremony. Like, look, this is you. Interesting that it's like the same dark-haired woman, but instead of her cloak covering her and shielding her, it's still over her, but she's completely exposed underneath. Isn't that interesting? And there's a red cloak through all of these, so it's sort of like you can lay yourself bare and be seen, but you can do all that because there's an invisible layer of protection over you. You don't have to hold your arms tight to your chest and try to keep yourself safe in that way. Like, you don't have to hold yourself back. You can completely lay yourself bare because there's actually like it's almost like an invisibility cloak. I don't know if you're into Harry Potter, but you know, reminds me of that. So, you know, you've got a red shield of protection. I'll put it here in the glare so then I don't think it can be seen. Use the light to my advantage. Yeah. So I think you're going to use the light to your advantage. That was a message as well. You're going to be so bright and in the light that you can't be seen by the dark. It blinds them. That's what it is. That's why you're safe. That's why you can enter back in the community, because you've been protected now. You've been protected. You came out of it, and you have the shield and the staff. So you have a weapon and a defense, a shielding, a defense mechanism. Ooh, lots of talking today. Okay, well, that was quite a message. I think I also want to get a little message from the Astera deck as well, just to see. Oh, that came out really fast. Eggshell pots. Connect with the essence of purpose within. Your intention and all will be revealed. Yeah. This makes me think of the Nine of Cups here with it's flowers and eggshells, but you know, you have flowers and cups here. It's kind of similar, isn't it? And look, I always think like, you know, the rabbit's sleeping here, but then there's there's fairies and there's birds here doing some work with the flower pots, or the eggshell pots, sorry. So to me that says, you know, just extra confirmation that you're being protected, or there's work being done. Your eggs are hatching, and your angels and guides are adorning it, adorning your gifts, so that you can rest. There's also a big message of rest in this, I think, because there's work being done in the background. Like you can take a little breather, I think, knowing that you're gonna be safe. Yeah, it's safe to rest. It's safe to let your guard down a little bit to help. Like, not completely, obviously, because I think, you know, a lot of times with people who are spiritual, you know, it can be, I'm not saying you're under attack, it's just that sometimes it can draw in the opposite energy, right? There's always balance in the universe. So sometimes we can feel like we always have to have our guard up because of that. And you should be wary, you should be discerning, have prudence, but, you know, don't unlearn what you've learned, but, you know, take what you've learned and move forward. Because this is also about, you know, a sacred vessel. An egg is a sacred vessel. And I feel like you're the sacred vessel as well. You hold magic, you hold a gift, you hold a vision. And you got to protect that vision. You got to protect that dream. Part of protecting that dream is making sure it doesn't die within you, right? Making sure it gets what it gets the nourishment, right? Excuse me. Sometimes we need nourishment from other people. You know? And also good foundations, right? Like, eggs are great for growing the seedlings because they have good, I think it's the acidity of it, pH level, or just maybe the calcium. I'm not sure which it is, but it creates a good environment for a seed to grow. And also getting clear about your dream, because maybe your dream is a bit unfocused, or maybe not even that, it's just doubt. You're having doubts. Doubting yourself, doubting your dream, or maybe that you can make your dream happen, but everyone's working behind you to help you make it happen. Could also just be like you're resting and leaving it behind, but you shouldn't. You should jump out the window and make it happen, right? And jumping out the window could be also like, you know, getting out there, going out to find inspiration, reaching out, right? Yeah. Let's get a moon deck. card. Moonology. See what the moon cards have to say about this. Right, already on the bottom is believe in the impossible, blue moon. So to me, that's confirmation about, you know, this is a confidence issue. This is a belief issue about, can I do this? You know, I'm so burnt out and tired. I just want to lay down and rest. But I think, you know, you can make it happen. And your guides, everyone is calling you to do it. Make a plan, make it happen, right? What do you need to release? Waning moon. So maybe this is part of what's holding you back. Maybe there's something unreleased stuck in your body that's maybe stuck in your chakra still that you need to clear out to fully expand, to fully realize your dream. Are there any limiting beliefs that you're still having? You are good enough. Yeah. Oh my God. Virgo again. Virgo. Yeah. Just a lot of Virgo in this reading. Are you a Virgo? Or maybe you're just, you know, a woman or part of the divine feminine. Maybe you're, yeah. I think it's about your heart. Maybe you just haven't believed in yourself in a long time. And you've had to really close yourself off from others, but because of that, you kind of lost some confidence in yourself as well. Your ability to make your dream happen is there. You don't have to hold yourself back because you think you don't have the skills or that you're not worthy. You are good enough to do this. It's only you. It can only be you. You're the person, the destined person that can only you can make your dream happen, right? And only you can make that dream come out in the unique way that is your personal expression of it, right? You got to release the lack of confidence. You've got to release that. You got to release the negative self-belief. And yeah, let's maybe I'll just confirm with butterflies, but see what needs to change. What needs to change for you to gain your confidence back? What could help? What is the magic ingredient? This one? Parental care. Okay, so I think maybe a lot of this came from childhood. I think, you know, it's not just like a new thing, this lack of self-confidence. I think you might have had some critical parents growing up. I think you lacked parental care. I think your parents didn't give you what you needed growing up in whatever way. Maybe that was materially, emotionally. I'm hearing emotionally, mentally. So I think, you know, they didn't encourage your confidence. They encouraged you to be meek and unable to do things for yourself. They didn't boost your confidence. They didn't allow you to grow. They really inhibited your growth, and that has led to this lack of confidence. So, you know, maybe you've got to go within to childhood to see what's still stuck in that childhood. Maybe even inner child work would be helpful right now. Yeah. So I really see this as you just struggling with that, struggling with, you know, just the wounds of the past. You know, I think even you might still be angry about that. Maybe you processed this and you've got a lot of anger about it. And so you're not fully releasing it because you're still holding on to the anger. Welcome the new, yeah. Welcome a new way of being. Release this anger. Welcome a new shift in your life, right? I'll move these things over, huh? I think you just have to embrace that you've changed. And part of that is changing how you behave, changing how you feel in the world. Yeah, we'll just sneak her in right there. Welcome the new. Maybe even ceremony would help with that. Like, celebrate that you've changed and, like, mark it with a celebration. Yeah. Don't run away from new opportunities to shift your perspective, shift your thinking. Take an opportunity to behave differently. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to get a seed and sickle card as well here, because that might help. Oops. That box likes to snap shut. Maybe that's you closing the door on like a different way of being. Or even could be a behavior you've had, like you slam the door on people. And metaphorically speaking, like when something new comes in, you kind of close off from it. I think you gotta open the door. Open the window, or maybe even open a window. Whatever works for you to also release the energy as well. Let that energy out the door. Send it out the door and slam the door shut. Yeah. Don't let that stop you. Daisy! Huh? The sun. Look at that sun. Happiness is coming in for you. I really see that. There's going to be a happier time coming in, and you've got to be willing to receive that. Let that come to you. And get out of this old energy. It says, the Daisy's a vivacious little hard worker. Isn't that such a Virgo thing? A vivacious hard worker. That, you know, the flowers are in season all year almost. They work hard to bloom all year. And it's, yeah, it heralds a new time for productivity. A new time, it's like a new project coming in, or a new opportunity to work hard at something. And these flowers are really resonating, aren't they? So many flowers right here in this reading. And the sun with it. I think you've given your energy away to a lot of different things in the past, and that's really inhibited you because you kind of burned out. But because you went through this quiet time of retreat and withdrawal, now you're ready to come back out as a daisy, to be in the sun and to start on something new that's going to be, I think, maybe with other people as well. You know, it's going to really, it's not just going to be you, it's going to be many, many people. Look at all these daisies. Maybe you're the sun in this. They're all gathering around you because you're bringing this light. And the daisy's sort of like, in the book it says it's the day's eye. The day's eye. Eye. The sun, the eye. I think you bring a unique perspective to the world. You can see things differently, and that allows you to create things in this world that are going to really help. I think you're going to be able to make some really amazing things happen as long as you let others in to help you along that journey, right? Mistletoe. Mistletoe. This makes me think of Two of Swords. The crossed swords. Mistletoe. I'll get one more card here. We have a lot of cards already, but sickle. You're gonna harvest. You're gonna harvest your ideas and your your strength as well. But it's also the closing of an old cycle. You're closing off all this pain that you've been through that wasn't working for you. Well, I mean, you went through it for a purpose, actually. But you're done with that now. You're done with that part of the journey. And now it's time for something else, something new. Yeah. Mistletoe talks about running out of energy because you've been working hard. So I think this is the end of being burnt out. Because I think you were working hard at things that didn't exactly matter to you or weren't as important to you. It's also a plant of community and promises. So, gatherings, a community. I think you're doing what you promised to come in here to do, like your mission. You made a promise to do something when you came into this life. And now it's time to fulfill that mission. And part of that is with the community. You're bringing something to the community even. That community of daisies. They're all waiting for you to shine their light on them. You've got to help them bloom. You're going to help others bloom. And it's also like, think about who can support you, who has offered to support you. Can they help you now? And, it says to ask for favors. So maybe if you're struggling with this, you're struggling to get going, ask for help. Ask to be helped. Because maybe if this thing you're releasing is difficult, like, especially if it's like childhood wounds, maybe you need to talk to someone about that. Maybe you need assistance with that. If it's something you're still stuck on, you're still struggling with, maybe that could be helpful. Because, favors don't always come exactly when we need them. Sometimes we have to take them when they're being handed out, right? You've got to seize the day, seize the opportunities that come to you. Or maybe this is something coming in and it hasn't yet presented itself to you. But I think, with join in and gatherings, you might have to seek it out as well. Maybe gathering with people will allow that opportunity to be presented to you, right? I'm going to move the feather. I'm just going to put her over here right now. Or maybe I'll just set it right there for now. Yeah, set it in front of me. Yeah. But also creative projects. If you're these eggs here I'm looking at, if you're getting something going, it might be something that has to come in a group effort. Like it's going to be something you do with other people. Or you need other people to help you get it started. Or to teach you the skills you need to get it going. Or maybe they'll provide the skills you need. Purpose. 3 of Wands. Yeah, find your purpose. Or like your purpose is coming in. So get ready for that. I think you gotta... strength. That just takes strength there. Yeah. Your strength is coming back to you. And look, another eye. Because you got the eye of Ra, I think, in the line there. Yeah. Strength. Your strength is coming back to you. Maybe, and the sun, and Leo is the planet of Leo is the sun. And this is Sun in Aries. So, gosh, a lot of suns in this reading. So it represents your energy, but also you. Like you're bringing the light back. Your light is coming back to you as well. And now you're shining. So, shine it for others as well, because that's part of this journey. 2 cards here. King of Cups. Imaginative. So creative projects again. Withdraw. 4 of Cups. Yeah, see, this is you being resistant, right? But there's this guy with a cup coming. And there's a King of Cups. So maybe this is a person coming in. You got a King of Cups coming in, I think, to help you. Or maybe this is you finding that emotional mastery. you know, challenging those parental wounds, those childhood wounds. And maybe this will be you when you overcome it. You'll come out of the withdrawal. That will end because you're ready to emerge from the ocean, essentially. I keep hearing one more card, so the moon, introspect. Yeah, you've got to go on that journey inward. But I'm also getting a really strong feeling of like, this is you on your path. And look, there's DNA here. And that makes me think of DNA. I think once you do this, your DNA is going to reach a whole new level of unlocking. It's not just you, doing creative things and projects. It's like you're like, you're upgrading in a really powerful way. I'll just put it over there. You are really going to like unlock your DNA, even is what I'm hearing. You're going to be uninhibited. Yeah. Your emotions aren't going to pull you back from spiritual gifts. You're getting like crystal DNA. Yeah, with the crystals here. Your DNA is becoming crystalline in a new way. Whew. That's going to be like kind of overwhelming, to be honest, but I think actually it's just your destiny. So maybe you're a little hesitant about that because that's really intimidating, but I think, what else are you going to do? You got to unlock. And look, he's carrying an Ankh. Maybe that's something significant to you. But also, I see this person's got a teddy bear with them. So I really think of like inner child. I think you got to nurture your inner child. Face your inner child. Talk to your inner child. Because that's the key to unlocking your emotions. And this might even be, something kind of dark, something might have happened to you in childhood that's a little hard to face, even for like the toughest individual. There might be a trauma you're unaware of, even because you've actually blocked it out. Yeah. You're kind of sitting here and like you're not ready for it, or you think you're not ready for it, so you're just like, I'm not gonna look at this, I'm gonna close my eyes and go la la la. But it's coming. The path is before you, and your guides are waiting for you to step on the path. I think you thought you were all done here with it because you achieved these cups and you're like, well, I'm done. I'm satisfied with this. This is good. But then there's a guide here like, actually, you've got one more cup to go. One more cup to go. Yeah. Ooh. Don't be intimidated, because the message I'm getting from this is that you absolutely are qualified to do this. You're ready to do this. All you have to do is decide to step onto the path. And then your purpose will unlock. Everything will flow from there. And your ancestors are bringing you strength. They're bringing you, like, they're giving you the push, the ability, they're lifting you up, essentially, to do this. They're like pushing you out of the ocean, even, because maybe you've been drowning, but actually you're gonna rise out of the sea. The subconscious. You're coming out of the subconscious with new knowledge. It's like death, right? Like, because I think in this scenario here, the moon, it's like in the Egyptian afterlife where you go towards the dead, or the land of the dead. Your soul goes on the journey up into the stars. And this, I get the sense this guy's really intimidated. It's really daunting. And there's these dogs, they don't look very welcoming, do they? Kind of like Cerberus down here, huh? But this is where you're supposed to go. You can't withdraw forever and pretend it's not happening, because it's happening either way. I mean, no one's going to force you, obviously, but the longer you wait, the more discomfort you'll feel, essentially. Because you'll be on this cusp of, you'll be at a standstill, at this precipice, waiting forever. You know, it's like being on a diving board, like, and you know, the more you look down and be scared, the worse it gets, right? But as soon as you just jump, it's happening, and yeah, it's scary, but then it's over, and actually it turns out to be a lot of fun, right? Maybe you have a fear of water. For some reason I'm getting that, because there's the ocean here. Yeah. Don't be scared to take flight. Huh? The ancestors are giving you wings. They're empowering your feathers to fly. So I think you can do it, and you will find your purpose. This is your purpose. Your purpose is to heal and to find your inner strength by doing that. And by doing so, you will help others. You will help others climb out of that dark depth and be able to shine and bloom and feel the sun in themselves. Just go slow and take it easy, because, you know, it's no good to burn out and then you're no help to anybody, especially not to yourself, which is the most important, right? We have to help ourselves first. But part of helping ourselves is recognizing what we need, and sometimes what we need is other people and support and help. So don't be scared to ask for help. Yeah. All right, I think that's the end of the reading. I'm sorry if this was intense or, a lot of hard stuff to face, but, I think you have the strength to do it. And I think you will be successful. And you have everything to gain, absolutely everything to gain from taking a chance, from taking that step forward. And if you feel weak and wounded and unable to, use your crystals, use your guides to help you. Use people, counselors, supporters, family, friends that are there for you to help you do that. Because there's always support there. We just have to ask and reach out for what we need. Okay, I hope this reading was helpful, and if you like my readings, you can subscribe to the channel and receive more. Otherwise, take care and look after yourself. All right, bye-bye.